Edo 2024, Governor Obaseki speaks on reconciling with those who offended him ahead of governorship polls. Can you imagine? So now those who have offended him, he wants to reconcile with them. What about those he offended? Is he going to be able to identify them and reconcile with them? The issue is not about those that offended him. It's about those that he has offended, that have taken offense and want to leave the party. People like the former deputy governor Philip Shaibu, people like Dan Obe and the PDP legacy group, and some people that are currently in Aso Ihodalo's campaign group that are saying they would distance themselves from Obaseki. So it's not about people that that has offended him that he want to reconcile with. It's about people that he has offended. Instead of him to change it that way, he's talking something else. So with the way it is now, he's now seeing that the race is becoming too tight, because we can see that Aso Ihodalo is already shaking because of the division within the political party PDP. He's also seeing how Monday Okwebolo of APC is making waves seriously, and now also seeing how Olumide Akpata is also making waves seriously. So the race is very, very tight across the three political parties. So it's going to be a very tight one, and I'm sure this is out of fear. So now he wants to reconcile. So rather than saying reconciling with the people that offended him, it should be that he wants to reconcile with the people that he has offended. That is it. So that they can cooperate with him ahead of the election. That is the only way he can move forward. So let's not play political game here. Governor Obaseki of Edo State has expressed his firm stance on the difficulties of reconciling with individuals he perceived as detrimental to the welfare of the state's populace, emphasizing the distinct separation between good governance and malevolent intentions. So Nigeria News reports that the governor made this comment during his visit to Edo State Muslim Pilgrim Welfare Board, where he was present to bid farewell to intending pilgrims for the 2024 Hajj and launch a state-sponsored feeding program for vulnerable groups. Can you imagine? Is feeding program the main thing that we're looking for? So the governor's remarks were in response to an appeal by the chairman of the Muslim Pilgrim Welfare Board, Sheikh Ibrahim Oyarehua, who had urged reconciliation with aggrieved parties as a strategic move to ensure electoral victory in the upcoming September 21 governorship election. So his comment comes amid his long-standing rift with his estranged deputy, Philip Shaibu. So Obaseki, emphasizing the moral divide, stated it's challenging to reconcile with those who prefer to see our people in misery, those who hoard wealth at the expense of the majority. As these pilgrims pray during their Hajj, I hope they pray for these individuals to have a change of heart. So during his address, the governor highlighted his administration's commitment to utilizing state resources for the public good rather than personal enrichment. He's just speaking English because he's on his way out. What are your achievements in that state? So he outlined his ongoing effort to redistribute wealth more equitably among the populace, particularly through initiatives like the feeding program intended to last 3 months. So just 3 months. We are dedicated to ensuring that the vast resources of Edo are used for the benefit of all citizens, especially the impoverished and the vulnerable, Obaseki added. So the governor also rallied support for his endorsed successor, Aso Ihodalo of the People's Democratic Party PDP, whom he believes will continue his developmental policies. So Sheikh Oyarehua, on his part, stressed the importance of unity and reconciliation in politics, noting that in the political arena, every support counts and reconciliation can significantly bolster our collective strength. Okay, so he's not even ready to reconcile. It's only the Sheikh Oyarehua that is trying to encourage him to reconcile for them to move forward. But he is trying to also put it that it's very challenging to reconcile with people that have selfish interest rather than the interest of the public. people who do not have the interest of those that are impoverished to help them get, liberated. Rather, they are for their selfish interest. I'm sure it's referring to what is his name? It's referring to Philip Shaibu, who actually left him with absolute disdain. So these two people will never reconcile, I tell you. So Obaseki is just thinking, just trying to express the complexities in reconciling with such people. But is he ready to do that? No. All right, so we've got a few comments here. So let's see. Somebody saying, very ungrateful and wicked person you are. That is the person is referring to Obaseki. Thank you. Now you are talking. For where he's not reconciling. This guy doesn't reconcile anything. The man isn't ready for reconciliation. That is it. This man is not ready for reconciliation. Look at the way he spoke. You know that he's not ready for any form of reconciliation. That is it. That is it. So he will not reconcile. He will not reconcile with those that he has offended or offended him because of his selfish interest. That is it. So thank you for listening, and that is what we have there. Obaseki visiting the Edo State Muslims Pilgrim Welfare Board, and then there he promised to support them. And then Oyerehua there, Sheikh Oyerehua is the man in charge of the Pilgrim Board, is now trying to encourage him to reconcile with everybody, every party, every aggrieved party, so that the party can move forward in this period. But from Obaseki's response, he's saying that it's very difficult to reconcile with these people who have very selfish interests, who do not have the interest of the people at heart, who are not ready to use the state's vast resources for the development of the people, especially the impoverished. Okay, he can't reconcile with them, so he's not ready to reconcile. And the next thing he's talking about is how to, inaugurate and start a feeding program for the impoverished and the downtrodden for 3 months. So what does that mean? Because he's leaving by September, and this is May. So maybe he has June, July, August, and then September election is conducted. Maybe by October he leaves. Okay, so within this period before election is when he wants to do feeding program. This is another attempt to loot money, because they've done that in the north. We don't see how far they have been fed, and now the money is gone. The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs is now in jeopardy because of this same greed of providing welfare, not being able to provide welfare to the impoverished using the budgeted fund. So let Obaseki not start what he cannot finish, right? So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment. Otherwise, this one will amount to vote by, this feeding.